Okay, Leos, the overall energy of this reading is the Nine of Pentacles. This is a very strong personality. This is you. This is your energy. Surrounds this whole reading, being self-confident, being secure and stable in your being you, in yourself. So that surrounds the whole reading. Let's find out why we're talking about that. Up here in your highest energy is the Strength card, the card for Leo. Above the head of this figure is the infinity symbol. That means that it's intuition, it's knowing. And what this card is all about, excuse me, I have some allergies. This is about knowing what you have to do and finding the strength to do it. Digging deep, it's not easy, but you do it. These two cards together, it just tells me that you're self-confident. You have enough confidence in yourself and you're secure enough in your own being that you're able to do this, to reach deep. And you need to do something here. Let's read on. Either that or you've done it. So then next to the Strength card, I have the Ten of Swords. There's been some pain. It might be just having the strength to get past it and to move on. Because this is really not that bad of a card. This means you're nearing the end of this, okay? So these swords will fall away. If you haven't reached the Ten of Swords yet, you will, and these swords will start to fall away. The swords of pain. And this pain comes from truth and clarity and realizing something, that maybe it's the end of something. It's right next to the Moon card. It feels like something was revealed to you. Something, was exposed or came to light. The Moon card is a card for Pisces. Pisces might be strong in your chart or around this reading someplace. But I feel like this is what caused the pain, whatever came to light, whatever was realized, whatever the truth and the clarity of the matter was. So you use your strength and you dig deep in order to get through this. You actually, looks like you reach out to the universe. I have the Hangman right under the Strength card and right next to the Nine of Pentacles. So this is seeking advice from the universe. This is what I call the card of enlightenment. The head is all lit up. So I like to look around this card and kind of get, really pay attention to what the universe is trying to show us here. For one thing, that you have the strength to get through this. You know what to do, okay? Even though it's going to take courage to do it. This is your being here, the Nine of Pentacles. This is who you are. So you're very capable of getting through this situation. And then we will get to this Ten of Pentacles. On the other side of the Nine of Pentacles is the Seven of Pentacles. This is under the Moon card. Something, I think it was, because Pentacles are security and stability, groundedness. And I think you've been waiting for that. And waiting. And waiting and waiting. Waiting for a relationship to come to fruition. Well, I think what was exposed here and what came to light to you is maybe it wasn't going to happen. You got tired, I think you got tired of waiting and waiting. So under the Hangman, all those pentacles, this is what you were waiting for. You wanted to be grounded in a relationship with somebody here. You wanted to have a family. You wanted to feel secure, live under the same roof. This is the 10. So the Hangman's pointing out, look, you're good on your own. This is the Nine of Pentacles. This surrounds the whole reading. You are fine on your own, even though whatever was exposed hurts, that came to light. You're going to find the strength to get through this. You're going to know what to do. Just follow your intuition. You're fine on your own. Under the Nine of Pentacles is the Nine of Cups. This is right next to that Ten of Pentacles. So the Nine of Cups, that's about, okay, yeah, you have a lot of love, but now you're putting it on a shelf behind you and you're just going to guard it. And you're going to wait. You're going to, become yourself again. Just, live for you and your own groundedness and shelve that love. until the right person comes along. Because next to this Nine of Cups, here is a Knight of Wands. This is what had you waiting and waiting and waiting for a relationship to come to fruition. This is somebody who ran in and out of your life, male or female. They run in with the wand of new beginnings and run out with the staff of passion. So flipping your world upside down. And you're just kind of waiting for this to you had love for them. You were attached to this person. You're really hoping it could turn to the Ten of Pentacles. But I don't think it ever was happening here. And so it looks like you need to find the strength, get past this, which is hurtful, of realizing, coming to light, that maybe this Knight of Wands doesn't even want to change their ways or to become a permanent part of your world. Let's take out the second half of this reading for Leos. Wow. Okay. Well, Leos, it's a good thing you're good on your own, because you've been caught up in something here. You've been caught up in deceitfulness. It feels like, just like lies, maybe even cheating. I don't really see cheating, but I do see deceitfulness here with this Knight of Wands. That's why they run in and out of your life. They're just thinking about themselves. They're not having any regard for your feelings. And then next to the Seven of Swords is the Eight of Swords. Yeah, you felt kind of trapped in this relationship. You felt bound by this relationship. And the reason I think you felt bound by this relationship is because you had love for this person. You had high hopes for this person. But you weren't really trapped. These are swords of thoughts, of truth and clarity. The feet here are not bound. The mouth is not bound. So you could have walked out at any time. You could have asked for help, But it looks like I don't actually... I think you do. I'm not sure if you totally discard this Knight of Wands energy, or if you just kind of shrug it off and move on your way. It's like, let me keep reading, but you are leaving this feeling of you're leaving this behind, being trapped by this energy, okay? You're going to leave that behind. So it feels like the Seven of Swords here, it's like they would say little things to you, like, oh, you never know where this might lead. Wow, there's a strong connection between the two of us. Whatever it might be that kept you hanging in there until things came to light. It's like, this isn't coming to fruition. So on the other side of the Eight of Swords is a Knight of Pentacles, and there's that pentacle again. Slowest moving card in the deck. Now, this horse can move. One foot is barely in front of the other one. But it's so slow it could take lifetimes, okay? Waiting for that pentacle, for them to offer this pentacle, it just wasn't happening. It wasn't coming to fruition. That security, that stability, something, anything. It was like, offer me to go steady. Be more of a grounded part of my life. It just wasn't happening. And under the Seven of Swords here is a Knight of Swords. So realizing, coming to light, that this was, they were just kind of feeding you just enough to keeping you hanging in there. Nothing was ever happening or coming to fruition. Well, you pick up that sword of truth and clarity and you're like, I'm done waiting. I'm done with this energy over here of these like false promises. And on the other side of the Knight of Swords, and this is all about moving forward too. Rushing, moving forward. It's like, I'm done. That's what that card's about. I have the Page of Cups on the back side. This is a tainted, love offer, okay? It can be an apology that's not really felt, that's not really meant, just saying it to say it. But it's also about this cup of love has a fish in it. There's not enough room for love there. So the Page of Pentacles or the Page of Cups could be a card for Pisces. And we have a card for Pisces right here. So Pisces could be strong in somebody's chart here. Moon, rising, or somebody else's sun sign. So Leo's next to this Page of Cups. This is exactly why you were so confused. I have the Two of Pentacles. Because they weren't really dishing out the love. They weren't coming forth with a pentacle. And you kept waiting and waiting. And it's like, they come running in and they give you high hopes, and then they run out of your life and you get on the low end. And it just like back and forth, until you realize what was going on here. And you're done with it. That's what it looks like. And you're becoming your secure, stable, self-confident self again. Under the Knight of Swords is this Five of Wands. And this is so close to that Knight of Wands. Confusion, stress, anxiety over this energy. And, why? It's because they weren't being truthful. They're being deceitful in this relationship. Under the Page of Cups, the Page of Cups is another one of these cups. Look at that. So the Seven of Cups, this is confusion in love. This is like, you're totally confused on whether you probably had other choices that you've made in love that didn't turn out. And you're like, how do you tell? How can you tell a true love offer from one that is not true? Because here you are with another cup with something else in it. No room for love. In this case, I think it's just selfishness. I think that they were just, maybe even narcissistic. There's a couple cards that aren't here. I think they're just immature and without regard to others' feelings here. And you got caught up in it, and they're good at leading you on. Next to the Seven of Cups is the Queen of Swords. Under all that confusion, that back and forth, when they run in, they give you hope for stability, and then they run out, and then you lose your hope. And next to the Seven of Cups, all that confusion and love, you seek your truth and clarity. You get your truth and clarity here. And this is what's helping you move forward into being yourself. It takes a lot of strength. You know what you have to do. You're going to do it. And the strength is because you had feelings for this person. But the truth and the clarity of the matter is it was not coming to fruition. The horse is hardly moving. It could take 1,000,000 years. And you probably realize with this Moon card here that they were being deceitful with you. And they were just kind of leading you on. And I hate to say that. So I want to see your reading next week in hopes that something new and fresh and vibrant is coming along and truthful and honest, and with the possibility of security and stability. But what's really nice about this reading is you are the Nine of Pentacles, and you are getting back to be the Nine of Pentacles. So you're going to be ready for whatever comes along.